What are the top 10 RV destinations in the state of Utah? Well, we're finding out today as we ask families willing to share their secrets. Join me and Rhea as we travel from one end of the state to the other, showing you not only the famous spots to park your motorhome, but some of the hidden gems as well. From there, Reece Stein takes us to Alaska on the ultimate family reunion. Finally, Zach spends his day moving trees. You'll definitely want to find out why on AYL, starting now. You can't define it in just one thing when you're talking about the RV lifestyle, because in all reality, the RV lifestyle has in it convenience, because all your stuff's with you, so you can be well planned or you can be spontaneous. Your vacation is the trip. And that's why I like motorhomes personally, because the journey is the big part to me. I love being able to go off on a journey. But first, the most important thing that you need to know about RV travel is the destination.
And that's what we're looking at today, the top 10 RV camping destinations here in this beautiful state of Utah. So let's get going.
One of the top 10 RV camping spots is definitely Zion. It's just such a beautiful place, especially if it rains and you start seeing waterfalls coming everywhere. They have full hookups, so you can pull in and hook up water and power and have a nice little stay. It's really cool. You can actually volunteer there and have your own RV and stay in there and enjoy Zion.
I love camping at Minersville Reservoir outside of Beaver. Everything that has to do with the lake, I'm right there. Love it. I mean, I love to grill out, sit by the campfire. Just brings us close together and gives us time to share and bring a lot of memories together.
It's called Lily Lake. It's a really beautiful lake. It's just filled with lilies. People go canoeing on it all the time. It's just super pretty. So when I go up to the Uintas. So I stay a little bit in the cooler areas. I like snow a lot more. I'm a Utahn. You can get an RV up there. You can get trailers up there. It is dirt road. So they do have yurts up there. You're more than welcome to transfer or go in a yurt and camp up there. It's really awesome.
I do a lot of Moab. 2 times a year we get down into Moab and get down there on the trails and dry camp. That's one of probably my most favorite place to go. You've got the rock climbing, you've got all kinds of back trails going down into Hey Joe and watching the river rafters and have the whole area just kind of to yourself. It's really a kind of a serene feeling out there, especially the night skies, all the stars. It's a nice feeling out there.
Our favorite place is Pineview, up in Anderson's Cove. We go up to Anderson's Cove and go boating, and we've just started doing it since we've moved back to Utah. We've lived in California for the last 15 years. We've been back in Utah for 3, making memories with our family. Just not being tied down, deconnecting from the world, and just get out. And we have 4 kids, and so just make memories with our kids.
And appropriately enough, we are here at Anderson's Flats.
And this actually, Rhea, the reason I brought you here is one of my favorite spots. I used to bring my kids up here. We'd come up, we'd bring the RV, we'd go over to Huntsville and spend the 4th of July at their 4th of July celebration. We'd bring our boat because this campground has its own private launch ramp right in the campground.
We're going to continue with our top RV camping destinations later on in the show. But right now, we're going to go to our travel adventure.
Hey guys, Zach Cipriano here with your travel adventure today. We are with the folks from Ruby's Inn. We're going to be ATVing up Powell Point, and we're going to answer ourselves a question. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, am I strong enough to break it in half?
We travel a little bit north from Ruby's and we hit a dirt road that heads to Pine Lake, which is a popular fishing hole for the locals here. And then we head up the mountain, which can be a little treacherous at some points. You got to be careful, and it's pretty steep, pretty high incline,
where we're standing is 10,115 feet above sea level.
And then we had to go through some pretty thick trees. That's a pretty old forest.
I don't know if you noticed, there's some bristlecone pine up here, which they say are over 2,000 years old. It's just a great place to go. It's very peaceful and fun to get here.
The trail up to Powell Point is just outside of Bryce Canyon City, off of Highway 12, which is known for its fascinating landscapes and towering rock formations.
I've probably brought a couple dozen people up here, especially the new employees from other countries and whatnot. I've brought quite a few of them up here because they've all asked me, oh, we'd love to go up there. And I said, well, pack your stuff. We're going up there. Be ready for an adventure.
Speaking of being ready for an adventure, let's talk preparation. No, I'm not gonna harp on Utah weather again. Middle of summer, snowing a little bit, beautiful day. Cause I was ready for it this time. But here's what I wasn't quite ready for. It looks like somebody decided to take a little nap in the middle of the trail. It's a good thing we were on an ATV tour with Ruby's Inn, because they brought something along that I don't typically pack for outings such as these. Oh no! Another tree is taking a nap. I'm feeling pretty strong having moved a tree. It's a good day. Yeah! Get out of here, tree! Ah! This is the best shoot ever! Another one bit enough. I'm just gonna put this tree back up where it was. Producer. Oh, that is just great. I have always wanted to yell this. Timber! Just go! Timber! That counts. I'm gonna make a wreath out of this.
The old movies?
Just put pictures of Chad in it. It's gonna be nice.
I think we get past this and we're there.
That's what you said about the last 7! Did you know that thousands of trees fall down in forests every year and no one's around to hear them?
Look out over here.
Call the number at the bottom of your screen to donate now.
If you try to come up here by yourself, I definitely recommend a chainsaw. Definitely brings food, water, and wait till summer months. If you try to come up here too early, the snow does not melt very fast up here. You can easily get stuck up here, as Mike found out last year.
We're about to begin the hiking portion of our adventure. How's my hair?
John Wesley Powell came up here in the late 1800s to actually draw maps of most of southern Utah. He was able to draw pretty accurate maps, so pioneers back in the late 1800s could find their way around here. And as you can see, you can see everything from up here. You can actually see the Monte La Salle Mountains, which are in Colorado. Down behind me down here is Lake Powell, Navajo Mountain over here, which is in Arizona. And to the west of us, you're probably seeing some of the mountains over in Nevada. We're on the top of the world here. I'd have a house here if I could.
More at your leisure after the break.
Dominate every trail. Conquer any task. You need a machine that does it all. Introducing Polaris General. The General is the most powerful rec utility side-by-side ever made. The industry's deepest cargo box lets you haul and dump up to 600 pounds, and the revolutionary cockpit totally refines comfort and protection. Polaris General, ultimate versatility to win every battle.
Built for sunsets and stargazing. Built for little fish and big fish. Built for families. Built for friends. Built for you. As the #1 brand on the water, we build boats that are Yamaha, from stem to stern, for every kind of customer. So however you like to play on the water, we're built for that. Yamaha.
2,000 fence posts, 900 acres, 48 bales, all before lunch, which we caught last Saturday. We earn our scars, we wear our work ethic, we work until the work's done.
The Can-Am Ready to Ride sales event is on now. Visit your local dealer for details.
Welcome back, everybody, to At Your Leisure. I'm Rick Peterson, and today I get to go for a ride in the brand new Wolverine X4 from Yamaha. Love this machine. It's a 4-seater in a footprint just barely bigger than a 2-seater. That means it's super agile and a lot of fun. I'm going to take it for a ride.
We're really excited about the new Wolverine X4 because it's a brand new engine, it's a brand new model. In Utah, we like 4-seaters.
The Wolverine is becoming one of my favorite machines if I want to go out with my family or just with 3 of my buddies. It's a great 4-seater with plenty of power with the brand new engine, but the comfort on that thing, and especially the noise level, almost no noise. It is so quiet, never experienced that before on a UTV. Wow, this machine's a lot of fun to ride in. It's also very comfortable. And when it comes to keeping your family safe and secure, they've thought of everything. The high back bolstered seats are super comfortable. Secure doors and side panels to hold you in. You know, and one of the coolest features in the back of this machine is the ability to fold up and move forward the rear seats to create a tremendous amount of cargo space. One of the really unique features of the Wolverine X4 is this automated load leveling suspension, which means when somebody gets in the back of your machine and fills up those back 2 seats, it's going to adjust for that extra weight. And of course, when they get out, it goes right back to the comfort ride for 2. One thing you're really going to notice on this machine is how quiet it is. It's like one of those new electric cars. You can't hear it coming. Part of that is from this amazing muffler system, but throughout the machine, they've done things to reduce the noise. This is so quiet and so comfortable. And when you get inside, you really notice the value of all the effort they put in to make this a quiet machine. You can actually have a conversation while you're going down the road. All your controls are within reach from the steering wheel. You've got your limited differential 4-wheel drive or your full locking differential, your lights, your tilt steering wheel, multi-function, LED display, and actually a hand parking brake, which is unique. Love the interior of this machine. And finally, there's a couple of other really great features underneath the hood. Easy to get to, air cleaner is right on top, easy accessibility, heavy-duty battery, toolkit, and this might be my favorite accessory of all, the speed management system. Turn the key, pull it out, let your kid drive, and he can't go over 25 miles an hour. So there you have it, the brand new Wolverine X4. So go down and see the guys at Stedman's and let them help you and your family get into one of these Wolverine X4s for your next family ride. I'm Rick Peterson, and we'll be right back with more At Your Leisure.
Meet the new leader in off-road utility, the completely reinvented Ranger XP1000. It's got the most power, the largest towing capacity, the highest ground clearance, and the best comfort and storage. Introducing the all-new Polaris Ranger XP1000, the hardest working, smoothest riding Ranger ever built.
It's called City of Rocks. It's one of the premier rock climbing, rappelling, and bouldering places in the entire world. The only problem is when you get here, the campgrounds don't have a lot of amenities. So when you're hot and when you're dusty and when you're hungry, you don't have a way to solve that problem easily. A Race City RV can solve that problem for you. Come back to a nice warm shower and a home-cooked meal in a Race City RV from Race City. Race City RV, serving Utah since 1946.
The Utah Farm Bureau began as a collection of farmers supporting each other to raise the food we enjoy. Today, Farm Bureau membership encompasses everyone, whether ranchers, growers, or just everyday folks like you and me. Members enjoy discounts on items like vehicles and ATVs, or insurance that's very affordable. You don't have to be a farmer to join, and dues are small, but together we make a big difference in keeping our food supply local and abundant. Join Utah Farm Bureau.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure as we are making our way down the canyon road of top 10 RV destinations. We found some pretty interesting ones so far, but I hope you got your pencil because the next 5 are right up and around the next bend. In fact, there's the first one right there.
RV camping at Bear Lake is awesome. It's got this beautiful turquoise lake. I've spent so many summers up there with my family ever since I moved here to Utah. We usually stay at the KOA up there. We have gone horseback riding or visited the local caves there. It's a great place to go. Okay, so without the RV, I'm not much of a camper at all. I'm not a sleeping on the ground, rolling in the dirt kind of person. I'm a glamper.
I like to go camping down in Fairview Canyon just because it's open and we can take the Razor and there's lots of trails down there to take our Razor down there, so. It's cooler. It'll be a little bit cooler when you're up in the mountains. It's not bad. And I mean, there's a lot of people that live around there that like to go camping there, but they're all super friendly. And I used to go to school down there, so I know them all, and so it's fun.
I love the Big Rock Candy Mountain. It's one wonderful place to camp. Marysville's wonderful. Lots of trails, fun things to do. The people at the restaurants are really nice to visit with, and they have a really neat camp spot if you don't have a trailer. Just the scenery is amazing. The people are friendly. A lot of stuff to do down there. Mountain biking, sightseeing, and a bunch of razor riding up through the mountains. A lot of trails that connect, and you can go as far as you want to go.
State Park here at Starvation. We've got 2 full campsites with hookups. We've got 1 semi-primitive site, a campground, and then also 3 primitive campgrounds, dispersed camping. We offer boating activities, OHV activities. Definitely make some reservations if you're planning on coming out on the weekend because we're really full.
One of the funnest places for my family was the Dinosaur National Monument, where you get to go and you get to see all these dinosaur bones. And when your kids are young, they've just got this imagination with dinosaurs that really makes things come alive. Simple accommodations, or you pull in your trailers and hook them up, and a lot of the campgrounds, you know, are for families. There's areas with play sets and playgrounds and all facilities for the bathroom and everything. So yeah, just really easy. What I enjoy about taking my family on an RV vacation is just the great experiences they have. If you have an RV, you're going to use it and you're going to have a lot of fun.
And that's our top 10 RV camping destinations. And for all you folks at home that, you know, we didn't mention the ones that you like, let us know. We'd love to hear about them on Facebook or any of our social media.
That's true. We don't claim to have all the secret answers, to be the total experts. You might have one that we've missed. We've got one that you've missed that we're going to tell you about a little bit later in the show.
Right. But right now, we're going to go to our trailhead.
I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure, in America's last frontier, Alaska, a land of infinite beauty and contrast.
The glacier is huge. It's really, really big.
The really big glacier near the Alaska capital of Juno is just one of the spectacular vistas on our cruise up the Inside Passage. The Mendenhall Glacier spills off one of the largest ice fields in North America.
From here in Juneau to Skagway.
It's a long way.
Which is like 99 miles.
Whoa!
My granddaughter Penny is just one of 23 family members helping Marianne and me celebrate our 50th wedding anniversary this year on this 6-day cruise. The Inside Passage trip is popular with Utahns and a great introduction to Alaska's varied experiences. Our challenge was keeping 23 family members ranging from age 4 to 74 happy.
We had to find something for everybody to do, and fortunately on the boat it was easy to do that since there was activities for the kids, and then of course for the grown-ups there was all kinds of things to do all day. We never had a boring time on the boat. It was packed all the time, and I wish I had done more.
Our cruise made 3 stops in Canada, including Juno and the Mendenhall Glacier.
I know they're made of ice, and the ice has been there for about 200 years, the blue ice. I think they're really cool. I like how big they are, but they're kind of getting smaller. It's just getting very warmer and climate change and stuff. They're melting and the ice is breaking off.
Most of our bunch then boarded the 49-passenger specially designed boat, the Chilcat, for a 2-hour whale watching adventure. And we got a rare treat, a humpback whale coming clear out of the water. My Las Vegas grandsons were even impressed.
It was pretty fun. There were one of them jumped up in the air. That was pretty cool.
And then I forgot what it was called, but when they show up their tail, that was cool.
We saw more than a dozen surfaces, many too quick for me to get pictures. At Ketchikan, we hit the trail, the 2-mile-long Rainbird Trail through towering western hemlock and ancient Sitka spruce reaching to over 200 feet.
1, 2, 3. Cool.
At 17 million acres, the Tongass is America's largest national forest, part of the coastal temperate rainforest, with a lush, thick undergrowth of brush and ferns.
It was harder than I was expecting, but it wasn't too difficult. But the hike itself was very nice. It was the perfect temperature because you're in the mountains, so it's cooler. The trees are amazing. They were huge.
We're greeted along the way by a pair of unique to Alaska Sitka deer, a blacktail relative of Utah's mule deer. And the grand finale, a guided tour of the gold rush city of Skagway and on up the Klondike Highway paralleling the historic White Pass Railroad, past plunging waterfalls, into the dramatic lake-filled country of Canada's Yukon Territory. In the middle of all this green, a geologic oddity.
We are in the smallest desert in the world.
Well, too wet to be a true desert, this 1 square mile of sand dunes left over from Ice Age lakes make a great playground for the younger kids to blow off steam built up in the bus. Nearing the end of our tour, the icing on the cake, an Alaska brown bear grazing on the lush vegetation right along the highway. Our guide, Dory Madsen, is a former Salt Lake fitness instructor who has found new life in Alaska.
The joy of just Alaska and the Yukon and the vastness of this area are just one of the best things that I could do in my life, is to share that joy with people.
The entire trip couldn't have gone any better, and it gave our family, spread literally from the 4 corners of the country, a rare chance to reunite and bond.
Everywhere you look, there's a view that you believe can't be beat, and to be here with 23 people who I know and love, with a tour guide who knows what the heck she's doing, it's just been incredible.
Reece Stein, at your leisure in Alaska.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
It's time to experience the world from a new angle at the Paiute ATV Jamboree in Marysville, Utah, August 8th through the 11th. At over 2,000 miles long, you can ride the most extensive off-road trail on Earth with some of the best guides anywhere. Register now and join us for the rides, a poker run, our opening ceremony at the Butch Cassidy Cabin, live entertainment, and delicious Western cuisine that'll make your mouth water. August 8th through the 11th in Marysville, Utah. Join us for the Paiute ATV Jamboree. Register now at PaiuteJam.com.
In a place that is beyond words, there is nothing to be said, except take your time in Bryce Canyon country.
Too often we find ourselves in shoes like these, or these. Wouldn't it be nice to change into something more like this, or this? How about these? Put on whatever shoes you prefer and come to Beaver County. We have exactly the adventure you need to put under them. So the next time you want to change out of these, Come to Beaver County where you can jump into a pair of these. Beaver County, Utah. Lace up for adventure.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. Well, we've been talking today about our top 10 RV camping destinations here in Utah. And actually, we're going to give you 2 extra ones today because Chad and I are going to talk about the ones that we love so much.
Yeah, we do have our personal favorites as well.
So what's your favorite?
It's going to sound weird. I think I'm going to pick Manaway. Manaway is a place that I went with the kids a lot. They have an RV park there. I don't know who owns it now, but it's kind of old. It's overgrown and shady, and it's got really soft grass, full hookups, and you walk out the back gate and across the dirt road and you can go fishing in Manaway Reservoir.
Wow.
And there's a launch ramp if you want to take your boat up there too.
Well, you need to take me there because we haven't been there yet. I haven't been there yet.
That's true. That's true.
Well, I'd like to say Kodachrome because it's so absolutely gorgeous. And just being amongst the rocks and there's full hookups, the campground is just beautiful. And so mine is Kodachrome. It's lovely, and Chad's is Manaway. And if you have your own, go to social media and tell us what you think.
That's true, because we're looking for a new place to explore to, so it may not be that much of a secret if you tell us, but please do. Well, right now, we've been keeping this a secret from you for this whole half hour because we know what's going to be on next week's At Your Leisure.
What do monkeys, fish, and pioneers have in common? Well, they're all getting highlighted next week on AYL. Join me, Stephen Human, along with Corinne Smart, as we explore the surprises outside Beaver, Utah, stumbling on some interesting spots. Then we'll preview one Tooele event that will take you back in time. Last but not least, how has axe throwing become more than just a lumberjack event?
Super show next week. Super showroom we're in right now. We want to stop and thank Ray City RV for actually letting us take something out of the showroom. It was brand spanking new to drive all over to show you all these great RV destinations this week.
It was a great rig.
But we're not quite done. Grab your RVs because you've got a whole bunch of fun events coming up that you're going to want to go to. I guess maybe we should say toy haulers.
Yeah, right, the ATVs, exactly. All right, so coming up August 8th through the 11th is the Paiute Trail Jamboree. If you want to check out that wonderful, super fun time, we always go, it's so fun, go to PaiuteJam.com.
Following that at BryceRally.org, you can find out about the Bryce ATV Jamboree, which goes on the 21st through the 25th. So you may as well just take your unit down there, go ride the Paiute Jam, and then just drive another 20 miles down the road and go ride all that beautiful Bryce Canyon country.
For reals, it's just endless beauty and so much fun.
Well, we've run out of time, but as we've proven today, there's adventure around every bend.
You just got to get out there and create your own adventure. At your leisure.
Okay, honey, can we look at this?
I like that one.
Okay, maybe it's time for us to upgrade. What do you think?
We're going to continue with our gee willikers, top 10 RV campground wreck. We're going to go to our travel hair.
Oh my God! Oh, you had it!